This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Sometimes helping others is as easy as rolling a ball. We'll let you know about the Strikeout Abuse BowlAthon next. Welcome to a whole new week of information, and thanks for keeping up to date with us. I'm Ken Kara, and you can enjoy your local news in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513, and don't forget to download our Samsung Productions app. Let's start with headlines from SSP TV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker now. One person is dead after a shooting in Hazleton on Saturday night. Hazleton police received a report of gunshots in the area of the Pine Street Playground around 9:15 p.m. They then learned that Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton was treating a gunshot victim. The 20-year-old man from this area died from his injuries. According to Police Chief Jerry Speziale, the shooting happened on Hemlock Street, about a block west of Cedar. The victim's name has not yet been released. Police are asking anyone with information to call Hazleton Police Detectives William Gallagher and David Roddick at 570-459-4940 or go to hazletonpolice.com or by typing the words "My Tips" to 274637. The chief says that all tips will be kept confidential. Meanwhile, more than 150 people gathered last night at the James Street Playground for a vigil to remember the 20-year-old victim who died as a result of Saturday's shooting in Hazleton. West Hazleton police are investigating a stabbing. Police Chief Brian Buglio tells our media partner, the Standard Speaker, that police were dispatched to the 200 block of Allen Street around 3 a.m. Sunday for a fight. An officer found a male with a stab wound to his arm, but when he attempted to assist, police say a woman got between the two. The victim was taken to the hospital, and the woman was arrested for obstructing justice, disorderly conduct, and public drunkenness. The investigation continues. State police are asking for your help to find a missing man from Hazel Township. 84-year-old Charles Dennis Zunski of North Locust Street was reported missing yesterday. Family members tell troopers that Zunski left home around noon on Sunday and did not return. He was last seen at a supermarket in the Hazleton area around 3 p.m. Sunday. He was driving a black Ford Escape with Pennsylvania registration JYP 1508. Zunski is described as 5 feet 10 inches tall, 145 pounds, with grayish balding hair. He was last seen wearing a black baseball hat and a blue jacket with an emblem of the White House on the chest, and he's known to walk with a cane. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to call state police at 570-459-3890. Well, as expected, the Hazleton area has responded in a big way. Local firefighter Tony Colombo organized Project Texas and Florida to gather supplies for those impacted by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. Organizers collected items to fill a truck with the help of local fire departments and the Laurel Mall. Yesterday, organizers gathered at Berger Family dealerships in Hazel Township to collect supplies to send off to those impacted by the storms. And yesterday morning, another effort to help others took place in Hazleton. The Valor Clinic Foundation hosted what is known as a stand-down event to help the area's homeless, including homeless veterans. Supplies and food were handed out at the former Ollie store on Broad Street. The Valor Clinic also met with 2 homeless veterans whom they hope to help. You can still help out this special organization. A year-round collection for the Valor Clinic Foundation will take place at the Laurel Mall. For more information, contact Rocco Aruzzo at 570-454-2100. The pews were filled to capacity as the newly constructed St. Jude's Church in Mountaintop was officially dedicated. Bishop Joseph Bambara, the head of the Diocese of Scranton, celebrated the special dedication Mass, and because of the interest in the special event, the church took reservations and handed out tickets for the Mass. The new church features items from churches that have closed, including the tabernacle from the former Our Lady of Mount Carmel in Hazleton and marble altars and furnishings from the former St. Francis of Assisi Church in West Hazleton. I bet that many of our viewers have wonderful memories of the former Angela Park in Drums. Samsung Productions is pleased to announce that we are hosting a free premiere of our recently created Angela Park documentary. It took our creative team more than 1 year in production to create this wonderful documentary that is now available on DVD. Hear from the creators, past employees, and park goers. Come share and enjoy the memories of Angela Park. This free premiere will take place on Saturday, October 7th at noon at the Cinema and Draft House in West Hazleton. Again, it's a free event, and we hope to see you there. Well, if you love to bowl or always wanted to start, here's your chance, and it's all for a good cause. Lisa Sugart has the details and the deadline for the Strikeout Abuse BowlAthon.
Well, get out your bowling ball and your bowling shoes because we have a fun event for you. It is the 3rd annual Strikeout Abuse BowlAthon, and it benefits the Luzerne County Child Advocacy Center. Here to tell us all about it and the mission of the organization is Shannon Peduto. She's the executive director of the Advocacy Center in Wilkes-Barre. Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure.
Hi, thank you for having me today.
This is a fun event, and we will get to all the particulars of the bowling. But for anyone who is not familiar with the Advocacy Center, tell us a little bit about it and the mission of the organization.
Sure. The Luzerne County Child Advocacy Center is there to provide services to children and families who report being abused. Whether it's physical abuse, sexual abuse, or neglect, we're there to help them and provide free services when they go through this trauma and report the abuse.
All right, so now you have this event for the 3rd year, so it's been successful for the past 2. And this helps raise money for the organization for the many services that it provides. So tell us how it will benefit the organization.
Yes, all money that is raised from this fundraiser from our BowlAthon will go directly back to the children and to the families to provide these free services. We always say never will a child or family ever have to pay for services when abuse is reported or when they're going through trauma. This is a hard time for children and families, and we want to make sure they're comfortable as possible, and the cost of services is not something we want them to worry about. We want them to heal as a family and to get the child to a better place so that they can move beyond this, to kind of become a victor instead of a victim.
So now we want to help you raise money so you can continue the good work that you do. So on Friday, October 7th, they are having the Strikeout Abuse BowlAthon at Chaco's Family Bowling Center in Wilkes-Barre from 12 to 2. How do we participate? What do we have to do?
Well, we're encouraging as many people as possible to come out and join us because it benefits so many wonderful children. Each year we serve 532 children in Luzerne County. So it's very important to come out and bowl. You can gather a team. Every team has 5 people. You can go on our website. You can give the center a call. But we encourage participation. We can hold up to 40 teams. So we're hoping to have 40 teams this year participate.
All righty, and there is a deadline to register. You hope people will meet the deadline.
Yes, our deadline is September 25th, so we encourage as many teams as possible to get in there, go to our website, please register, but definitely participate. It's a fun time. It's a great day.
And you don't have to be a pro bowler. You don't even ever have to have bowled before, right?
No, correct. Come out. It's just for a fun time. So, whether you are a beginner or you're an expert bowler, we encourage you to come out.
Now, for someone who is watching this today, we don't want to miss the opportunity to help people. So if there's someone out there that feels they need your help from the agency, that there is abuse going on, what do they do to get the help?
You can always call our center. If there's questions, concerns, you're always welcome to call our center. We do have full-time staff there to aid with any questions that you may have or concerns. So the number for our center is 570-208-2895. You can also go onto our website, which is LuzerneCountyCAC.org, and you can contact us via the website as well.
All right, very good information. If you need the services of the agency, please do not hesitate to call because help is just a phone call away. Mm-hmm. And if you would like to come out and help to raise money for this really wonderful cause, we hope that you will come out on Friday, October 7th from 12 to 2 at Chaco's Family Bowling Center in Wilkes-Barre. Remember, there is a registration deadline. It is on September 25th. You can register online or you can give them a call, whichever you prefer. But please come out for a day of fun for a wonderful cause.
Thanks, Lisa. Well, you're invited to a Fall Arts Festival and book launch party this Sunday in Schuylkill Haven. It's all happening from noon until 5 p.m. this Sunday at the Arts Barn's Fall Arts Festival. Enjoy live music, fine art, and crafts vendors, chainsaw carving, a petting zoo, cowboy poetry, kids crafts, and more. The event will also feature a book launch party. Come meet award-winning author and photographer Kathy M. Miller and pick up a copy of her newest book, Chippy Chipmunk Feels Empathy. There will be photos with Chippy and free bookmarks. For more information, log on to theartsbarn.com or call 570-366-8736 and let me know what cowboy poetry is. We'll recap week 4 of the high school football season in sports with our Cole Scale rankings in just a bit. And up next, we space out with the president of the Greater Hazleton Area Astronomical Society and talk about the fall night sky and more. This is SSP TV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSP TV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Let's welcome back Scott McAndrews from the Greater Hazleton Area Astronomical Society. And Scott, when you come here, I probably talk your ear off because I get so excited getting to talk about astronomy. And now I want to do a little show and tell. I went to Cherry Springs, the Dark Sky Park in Pennsylvania recently.
Yes.
Saw the Milky Way for the first time. It really blew my mind. And that's a place you can kind of go and you don't need a telescope or anything. Just sit there and really appreciate the night sky.
It's truly amazing the difference of the sky between here and Cherry Springs. It's unbelievable. The first time I went up there, I was completely lost. I can go around the night sky around in here and say, here's this. But as soon as the darkness was coming, there's more and more stars coming out. It was just a lighted sky of stars. It was just gorgeous.
What do you remember from your trip there?
A bear.
You remember it was on the ground. See, it's good to appreciate Earth sometimes, too.
That's right. I remember one of our members said to me, Scott, when you find the Andromeda Galaxy, let me know. Because he was looking around for it. I was moving my suit. I said, what is that, Gary? He comes over, looks in the scope, and goes, oh yeah, that's Andromeda. So it's pretty cool what you can really see. And you could see it naked eye. If you got a dark sky, that's the most distant object you can see with the naked eye, is the Andromeda Galaxy.
That blew my friends' minds. I think a whole other galaxy you're seeing with your naked eye, and it's so bright. We saw there's 3 meteor showers going on. There was just this flash. I was lining up my telescope, and I thought, this is it. I felt like a dinosaur. I thought, this is the end. It was just so bright. And then we were able to see, I have this video I want to show of, every now and then I'll spot a satellite in my telescope, which is fun. I still track them. Naked eye, I just track this satellite right across the sky. There's other things up there to look at.
Yeah, there is International Space Station. There's all sorts of, if you have an app that you can get, that will show you what's up in the night sky, when they're going to be appearing, all sorts of other things, So those are another thing to look for. Satellites and the flares from Iridians and all sorts of other stuff that are out there.
Now, I'm on the mailing list for the Greater Hazleton Astronomical Society, and the moment we came home from Cherry Springs, we got a great shot of the Milky Way. My buddy Joe Chunko took. Check this out. But all of a sudden, there was this link to this YouTube video. I think you said Gary Hannes. Yeah, I mean, it was incredible, the shots.
He takes incredible images. The man is super smart. He's hacked into his camera, and he's got this camera so that it cools it right down. So while it's taking images, he can burn images really well. It's just amazing what he does. And he spends a good penny on his equipment, but the shots that you get from him is just amazing.
Yeah, it's priceless. That'll make you appreciate the night sky. Now, you don't have to make, I mean, you should, because it's really not that far away. I think like an hour and a half, 2 hours of Cherry Springs. Still look up around here, and with the fall coming, let's talk a little bit about the fall sky. I've only had my telescope not even a year yet, so I haven't experienced the fall sky with it. What can we look out for?
Well, let's see, later on, well, anytime you're up all night, I mean, the constellations do come around. So you'll see Taurus the Bull, you'll see the Pleiades and Orion coming up. Those are a little bit more prevalent in the fall time and throughout the winter. That's great to look at because there's 2 naked eye nebula. There's the one in the Orion, which you see this sword in his belt. That's a naked eye nebula. And then, of course, I just mentioned the Pleiades at the head of Taurus the Bull. That's another type of nebula that you can see naked eye.
So I was watching Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was talking about the Pleiades, and the story that I heard was the cluster there, 7 sisters, they're being chased by Orion, which is right near the Pleiades. And eventually, Orion was chasing them, and I guess Zeus or somebody wanted to save them and put them up in the night sky, just out of his reach. And the interesting thing in Cosmos was they said eventually Orion will move very close to Pleiades. And they said right before he could capture them, all the stars in Orion will be supernova.
The lure of the stars in the night sky and how people perceived them in the ancient times, and what was going on. It's a foreboding signal or something, especially when eclipses would happen or lunar eclipses. So they just didn't understand it half the time, so they made stories up for a lot of this stuff. And it's very, very interesting. It's another great side of astronomy.
Time now for weather on SSP TV News.
It was a beautiful start to the week. Let's see just how long it will last. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low of 59 degrees, not too bad. Tuesday, we have a 20% chance of showers after 3 p.m. Partly sunny with a high in the mid-70s. At night, 60 degrees, mostly cloudy. Wednesday looks nice, mostly sunny with a high of 77 at night. Mostly clear, go out, see the stars, low of 59. Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 77. At night, partly cloudy, low in the upper 50s. Friday, mostly sunny with a high of 76. And Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 57 degrees. And here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers for this Monday. Pick 2, 64, pick 3, 974, pick 3, 3054, and pick 5, 11154. The wild number is 3. Ron Marchetti talks a lot of baseball and about the first game ever in Minnesota Vikings history when we come back.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
A number of our local football teams are starting to get hot right now. Let's recap what happened in week number 4 with our high school football Cole Scale rankings.
In the lignite grade, we have 2 teams in need of a spark. Marion Catholic hasn't scored since week 1, and they've faced some very tough teams, and it doesn't get any easier in week 5 as they have to make the trip to Schuylkill Haven. More on the Hurricanes in a bit. Keith McCall threw for 117 yards for the Colts in their loss to Lehighton, who is now 4-0 on the year. After a win last week, Shenandoah Valley lost at Canton area and will have to travel to unbeaten Jim Thorpe in week 5. The Monoy area Golden Bears won their second straight game, holding off Nativity and staying in our bituminous grade. The Golden Bears led 26-0 going into the fourth quarter. Matt Lewandowski rushed for over 130 yards and had 87 passing yards. He tossed a 35-yard touchdown pass to Danny Lawrence. The Hazelton area Cougars are reaching a boiling point and are almost ready to jump grades if they can keep on grinding. Quarterback Sparky Wolk had another big game, passing for 280 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Cougars' win over Abington Heights. Adrian Otero had 98 receiving yards and scored a rushing and receiving touchdown. He also had a big kickoff return, and so did his fellow linebacker Josh Zukoski, who took the second half kickoff 85 yards for a touchdown. The Cougars' running game got on track with Damon Horton rushing for 89 yards and the team earning 146 total rushing yards. Still no change since week 1 in the anthracite grade. North Schuylkill held on at Schuylkill Haven to stay unbeaten. Mitch Wagner had a 93-yard touchdown run and 169 yards on the ground for the Spartans. Haven did lead in the third quarter, but the Spartans answered as Doug Wiest found Scott Grigas for a nice gain, and eventually the Spartans found the end zone and the lead again. Wiest finished with 134 passing yards. Well, if you look up Tamaqua in the dictionary, it says balanced offense. It really doesn't, but it should. This week, there was an air show from the Blue Raiders in their win over Panther Valley. Thad Zuber was 6 of 8 for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Braden Knobloch went 3 for 4 for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that's week 4 in the Mines.
On Friday night, as our local football teams were playing, Durham beat the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders 6-4 to win this year's Governor's Cup, so they get the International League's bid to the AAA National Championship game tomorrow against Memphis in Music. Right now, we all get a trip to Sports History Land with Ron Marchetti.
On this day, in 1996, 21 years ago, Red Sox pitcher Roger Clemens struck out 20 batters to tie his own major league record for most strikeouts in a 9-inning game, defeating the Tigers 4-0 in Detroit. Hi, everybody. This is Trivia Treats. Clemens threw 151 pitches that game, 101 of them for strikes, while allowing 4 hits and no walks. Also on this day, 12 years later, in 2008, Carlos Zambrano of the Chicago Cubs pitched a no-hitter to defeat the Houston Astros 5-0 at Miller Park in Milwaukee. Commissioner Bud Selig relocated that game from Houston to Milwaukee due to damage caused by Hurricane Ike in the Houston area, exactly 9 years ago. Staying with baseball and staying with this state, 42 years ago, in 1975, the Pirates crushed the Cubs 22-0 at Wrigley Field. It was, and still is, a modern record for most runs in a shutout victory. In that game, second baseman Rennie Stett set a modern big league record for most hits in a 9-inning game with 7 hits, 4 singles, 2 doubles, and 1 triple in 7 plate appearances. He was 7 for 7. Now let's change the sport to football and go all the way back to 1961, less than 2 weeks before Roger Maris hit his 61st home run. Competing in their first regular season game in franchise history, the Minnesota Vikings stunned the Chicago Bears 37-13 at Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota's rookie quarterback Fran Tarkenton threw 4 touchdown passes and ran for another. The Vikings will lose their next 7 games, however, and finish their inaugural season at 3-11. And finally, exactly 20 years ago, in 1997, as 9-point underdogs, the Eagles blew a golden opportunity to upset the Cowboys before losing 21-20 on a Monday night at Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. The Eagles led 17-3 and 20-9 entering the fourth quarter. Philadelphia could have won it on the game's last play, but the Eagles botched a field goal attempt when the holder could not get the ball down properly. And it was a chip shot, mother of God. Till Friday, be a good sport and stay loose.
And here's tonight's talk of the town. A hands-only CPR class will be held Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at the Lehigh Valley Health Network Health and Wellness Center on Moisey Drive in Hazleton. Call 1-888-402-LVHN to register and for more information. Also on Wednesday, the Tamaqua Community Arts Center is hosting a Chalk and Chew event. Come create chalkboard art and enjoy a baked good from a local bakery. The cost is $30 and includes supplies and a treat. To reserve your spot, call 570-668-1192. And the Holy Dormition Friary in Sybertsville is hosting a Bible study on the Gospel of Luke starting this Thursday at 7 p.m. For more information, call 570-239-0611 or email philyevics@gmail.com. SSP TV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of the following. Catherine Margaret Weaver of Drums. Funeral will be held Wednesday at 11 a.m. in the Butler Chapel of the Coffin Hughes Funeral Home in Drums. Friends may call Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. at the funeral home. Michael Bakich of Hazleton. Funeral arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home in Hazleton, and they will be held at the family's convenience. Marion T. Gagola of Hazleton. Funeral will take place 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday at the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home, followed by a massive Christian burial at 10 a.m. at Transfiguration Church. Friends may call from 6 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday. And Anthony Fort of Hazleton. A memorial service will be announced. The Stauffer Bresnik Funeral Home in Ringtown is assisting the family. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name now on SSP TV News, you have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Tonight's winner is Ursula Grossi of Drums. Call us now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
One more astronomy note: if you get up around 6 a.m., you'll see Venus, Mercury, and Mars almost in a line. And if you watch our channel at 5 p.m. tomorrow, I'll see you again. Take it easy, everyone.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.